Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. And today we're going to be talking about the full moon in Cancer. This moon is occurring on or around January 6, 2023, depending on where you're located in the world. And it is happening at 16 degrees of Cancer. 16 degrees happens to be a Cancerian degree. So there's a whole lot of Cancer energy coming through with this full moon. The moon is conjunct the asteroid Pallas Athena, who is known as the goddess of war, the goddess of wisdom, and the goddess of strategy. And I'm really feeling that energy of wisdom and strategy coming through with this full moon. We are going to be given some deep insight into our emotional nature and into what lies within our heart of all hearts. We can expect a lot to be coming to the surface, truths to be revealed. We have Uranus and the nodes active in this mood. I think mood was a good word though, because if anybody knows anything about Cancer energy, it can be moody, and that Uranian energy adds a dash of the unexpected. So things may be transpiring very quickly, things that we hadn't seen coming, so to speak. But if we had been willing to look deep within our hearts, we would have. And that's sort of the lesson of this moon. It wants us to know and understand the importance of balancing the head with the heart. And we can see the energy of the head very active when we see the sun in opposition to the moon, conjunct Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. This is very much a mental mind energy, a very busy mind energy. And we haven't done a Mercury retrograde video, but I did talk about some of the energies of this Mercury retrograde in Capricorn in the 1/1 Portal January Energies video. So if you guys haven't checked that out, I suggest that you do. There is some good stuff in there. But we're working with the energy of mastering the mind and the importance of really thinking from that logical, strategic framework. Spirit wants us to understand how to utilize our minds as a positive and benevolent and beneficial force, because our minds do create our realities. And we've been seeing with this Mars retrograde in Gemini, the importance of our mental energy and how that trickles down and affects all of our actions, and therefore what we are able to bring into our reality. So another taste of that with this Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, working with that energy of mental mastery and really looking back over the year of 2022. Remember that Mercury retrograde started on December 29th and brings us into this year. So it's very much a review of 2022 and perhaps beyond. What was working? What isn't working? What do we want to shift? What do we want to change? And how is our mental outlook, our perspective, and our mental attitude an essential part of that process? I'm trying really hard to keep my words concise. Mercury retrograde can sometimes make that a little bit difficult. And we did talk about Mars being retrograde in Gemini, feeling kind of like a secondary Mercury retrograde, being that Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So we got a whole lot of that energy going on right now, and you guys are probably feeling that. But with this full moon, we have essentially that energy, the balancing of the head and the heart wanting to be heard over the head. And so anywhere where we have buried our emotions, buried our truth, that is going to come to the surface. Anywhere where we have said, it's not really practical for me to feel the way I feel. It's not helpful for me to express my emotions or to honor my emotions in this situation because they're not getting me anywhere. So I'm gonna put that aside. This is that energy where everything we've been sweeping under the rug, that rug's being pulled right out from underneath us. And I know that sounds a little aggressive. It doesn't necessarily have to feel that way. But that's kind of like the gist of this energy. Whatever is in there is going to be revealed. And there's a huge emotional purge that I'm feeling with this energy. So if you are feeling the heaviness of that, just let that wash through you. Working with the element of water during this moon is going to be incredibly helpful and incredibly cleansing. Taking salt baths. Cancer energy is highly intuitive as well, so we may feel, especially with that Uranian energy present and that Pallas Athena energy, a lot of where was I going with that? I don't know, it left, but that energy of divine inspiration, those deep insights coming, those downloads coming through. So be open to all of that. and be open to not only the downloads, we think about those as that higher communication, but the downloads from our own heart. Ooh, and I feel the heart center receiving some really powerful downloads during this full moon. If you can get out in the light of the full moon, this is definitely one of those moons where you want to get your crystals out and charge them if you are able to do so. Because it's going to bring some really powerful energy for that and some really powerful light codes on those moon beams. We also have Mars and Venus in pleasant conversation during this full moon. So there's a lot of creative potential here. And the creative projects that really honor your emotional pain, that honor your struggles, are going to be extremely beneficial. So if you are somebody who tends to turn your pain into art, do that during this full moon, because you could come up with something really powerful and really, it's going to be cathartic, but it could also be something like, say, if it's a poem that you're writing, that poem would be very well received, right? You can create some really beautiful, it's like the songwriter who writes that song that becomes a top 10 hit that people still remember 30 years later. This is the energy that facilitates projects like that. What else do we want to say about this energy here? Cancer is the sign that rules the 4th house, right? So there are issues of home, issues of family, our roots. All of these things are coming into greater focus. We may feel a little bit of that tug of war between who we are at home and who we are in the world, between the energy that we exert in our home and family life and the energy we exert into that 10th house energy, which is the house that Capricorn rules. And that is the house that represents our standing in the world. It represents our reputation, our greater career and goals and aspirations, the mark we leave on the world. So it's like finding that balance where we're able to be all that we need to be for the people that care about us, for ourselves, and also for the world, in whatever sense it is that we have those greater ambitions. It's balancing those ambitions with our home life, with our family life, and also really having a check-in point. Do my ambitions serve my heart? Do my ambitions serve the highest good? And if your ambitions serve your heart, they always serve the highest good. It's really this point where the heart is piping up and it's saying, hey, I have something to share. I have something that I want. I have something that I need. Are you ready to acknowledge that? All right, so let's get into the cards here. And I'm being drawn to the Enchanted Map Oracle. So I'm going to pull one of these to get us started. And look what's on the bottom of the deck, Moonlight. Clear. Give us some guidance for this full moon in Cancer. What do we need to know? There may be a faded quality or energy with the nodes activated along with Uranus. Issues of home, issues with our roots, childhood wounds may be coming to the surface for healing. First card out, Dry Desert. And for some reason, when I saw this card, one of the things that I felt was like a vision quest. Like if there's somebody who's going out to the desert to do a vision quest or something like that, say you're going to like a conference or a, what do they call it when everybody gets together? I've been to these. You'd think I would know the name for it, like a retreat, something like that. I feel like that's going to be really powerful for you. But I also feel like there's this energy of feeling like you've been wandering around the desert alone for a long time. It's that energy, that isolation energy that came through. I want to say it was in the live we did for the 1-1 portal. This energy of feeling disconnected, feeling alone. And we talked about how we're feeling 2023 and some of the energies of even January really bringing through a renewed sense of connection and community. Let me feel into this card for a second here. I don't know, there's something hopeful about this card to me. I'm getting like a hermit vibe from it. And I'm being reminded that, like, we think of the desert as dry, right? But there is water underneath the surface, in the ground. There's water in these cactuses here. The animals that live in the desert know how to find the sustenance that they need. And that's what Spirit wants you to know. The sustenance that you require is there for the taking. You have more resources than you think. There is more love in your life than you realize. Let's get some more cards here. It's all about, like we said, shifting that perspective. I feel like for some people where this Hermit card, where this Hermit energy is relevant, it's like you pulling away your energy to get some much needed clarity. I keep being drawn back to these cactuses. I feel like somebody's going out to do peyote or something. Like a vision quest with peyote. That I really do feel that for somebody here. But there's this pulling back. And this is very Cancerian energy too, right? The crab likes to pull back into its shell sometimes. This is you pulling back in your shell. Because you need some alone time. You need to gain some perspective and sort of like block out the noise of the outside world. Then we have Magical Shapeshifter coming out with Moonlight. So like we said, there's a lot of power in the moonlight. I just heard the phrase, can't stop the moonlight. That's actually the name of a song from this old movie, Coyote Ugly. Or Can't Fight the Moonlight. That's what the song's called. But it's like you transforming. There's a transformation happening here. Transforming under the light of the moon. And it's really interesting. You see how there's an hourglass next to her right here? It's time. The phrase time is running out came to mind. I don't know why. It's like the time for you to play small. The time for us to play small, to play the victim, is over. It's time to reclaim our power, to reclaim our wisdom. You notice the owl out here? See the moon with Pallas Athena. She is represented by the owl. That is the wisdom, right? So I find that really interesting. This is definitely under the light of this full moon. I feel like with this time is running out, it's sort of like somebody was trying to buy time. And this has to do with the emotions and the truth within your heart once again. You are afraid to share the truth within your heart. There's a secret. There's something that somebody doesn't know that you've needed to confide in them, and you've been afraid to speak up. You've been afraid of what their reaction would be. So you've been hiding. And it's time for you to stop hiding. Notice how even here there's a full moon behind her. It's like Spirit is saying if you don't share what you need to share, somebody else is going to share it for you. Right? They're going to find out. And it's better that they find out from you, is kind of what that feels like. And for some people where it's like I'm feeling this energy too for some where it's like you're in love with somebody, but you're afraid to tell them how you really feel. Time's running out where that's concerned too. Either they're going to meet somebody else, or for somebody, I feel like they are already with somebody else. This is feeling like some sort of romantic comedy or something like that. As I'm sort of playing out this scenario here. But it's like they're with somebody. That's not really the person for them. You are the person for them. But you're not saying anything. You're not making any effort. And this other person is, I feel like, getting ready to try to take things to the next level with this person, with your person, I almost want to say. So, like, are you going to speak up? Are you going to get your girl or your guy, however that works? That's an energy for somebody. I want to look into this magical shapeshifter energy. This is also telling you to follow your intuition, which, of course. All right, let's see. When the magical map shifter. Oh, I said shapeshifter. Interesting. It's map shifter. Arrives. It comes with a mission to make you aware of the people who come into your life to impact your personal growth. Perhaps you may meet a soulmate whose presence invites you to be the best you that you can be, or someone who leads you out of difficulty and into a place of safety or success. Pay attention to those individuals who cross your path today and cause you to reflect on your journey. Be awake and aware, and you'll recognize them for the important change agents they are. And for some people, this is going to be people that trigger you on or around this full moon. Your whole perspective about who you are and why you're here will shift. The magical map shifter has always initiates you into a better version of yourself. Interesting. I feel like for some people, somebody's gonna come into your reality to give you the wake-up call that you need, because something that you've been dragging your feet on, like we said, the time's almost up, the hourglass has almost run out, and you need a little push. You need a little boost in the right direction. We have rescue on the bottom of the deck. It's not quite a rescue, but it's a soulmate coming in. And it may not be for a very long time. It may be for an extended period of time to push you into the next level of your evolution. And for some people, it's like you know who this person is. They've already come into your life and you've pushed them away because you weren't ready to evolve. And this energy is saying the time's almost up. This person is meant to be a part of your life, but you have to embrace them. You have to let them in. And you have to grow in the ways that you're being called to grow. Because it's worth it. Not just because they're worth it, and they are, but because what you will learn about yourself is worth it. The ways that you will continue to grow and change, to shapeshift, that's why I kept seeing shapeshift here, are for the better. All right, let's see what else wants to come out here. We have Sad Embrace inverted with Coming to Life. And I like these cards like this. I don't always read oracle cards or any cards reversed really, but I'm liking the way that this is, because it's like moving out of the sadness and coming back to life again. And I feel like this is what a lot of us are experiencing as we move into 2023. We've been in this energy for quite some time. For some people, it's been holding on to regret. It's been holding on to this energy of wishing that things were different. This like Six of Cups in the more negative connotation of that energy, where it's like nostalgia, when we go a step beyond nostalgia and we're constantly just living in the past and thinking about how things could have how things could be different if we had done differently, if we had made different choices, right? Being unable to live in the now and accept what's actually going on currently in our reality. Being trapped in sad memories, trapped in our grief, trapped in whatever it is. Like we said, the energy of the victim came up earlier. This victim mentality, feeling like we're just being blown about by the world. Feeling as though everything is somebody else's fault. If they had just done things differently, our life would be so different now. It's that kind of an energy. We're coming out of that. We're letting go of our sadness. For some people, this is letting go of grief and understanding that, especially if this is like somebody who passed away, that we don't honor their memory by refusing to live our lives. We honor their memory by living life to its fullest. And that's what we're about to do. There is an aspect of us that is coming back to life. And this full moon and the insights that come with it are really part of the key to that. There's a lot of beautiful energy. Yeah, encouragement. I love that. A lot of beautiful energy coming through. Spirit is offering us encouragement. Friends, family. This is that reconnection energy that we were talking about. There are people coming into our lives that are meant to help us, that are meant to to sort of seduce us out of the darkness if we are kind of, it's sort of like I'm seeing our life and where we're going as like a doorway. Right through the doorway is everything that we're moving towards. And we're just kind of standing in the doorway, leaning against the door frame, not really sure if we want to walk through or not. And that's the energy that a lot of people have been stuck in for a while. And so some of these people of encouragement are showing up on the other side of the door, kind of beckoning to us. This is where we are. And this is also a message coming through. If there is somebody in your life that could use a little encouragement, be that person for them right now. Be that cheerleader for them, because that's what's really going to be beneficial. Everybody needs somebody who believes in them. All right. Some people need a lot of people who believe in them. And yes, ultimately the goal is to believe in ourselves. But sometimes that is more difficult than others. And some people don't know how to do that. And so having other people believe in them begins to give them the strength to believe in themselves. All right, it's an incredible gift to be this person of encouragement for somebody in your life. And I feel like life in general is giving us encouragement right now. It's showing us possibilities. It's like look for the little synchronicities, the little beautiful moments in your life where life itself is beckoning to you. Then we have the Wizard of Awareness here. And this is absolutely the energy of this moon, right? That deeper level of awareness. It's like the thing that's been holding us back that we couldn't see is revealed. But it's not necessarily revealed to the mind. It's revealed to the heart. It's revealed, like the emotion of it is revealed and brought to the surface so that we can heal it and we can transmute it. And we have the Field of Dreams here. I feel like for some people, this could be revealed in your dream time. We're going to pull from the Sacred Sea Oracle now. Clear. Give us some more guidance for this full moon in Cancer. Your encouragement helps to bring somebody the awareness that they need, or to give somebody the courage to access the awareness and the wisdom that's waiting for them. There's a lot of wisdom inherent in this moon. All right. What guidance do we have for this full moon in Cancer from the Sacred Sea Oracle? Okay. We have Priestess of Purity coming out. Crystalline purity. And isn't that a beautiful, once again, image to really give us that energy of the moon in Cancer conjunct Pallas Athena. This is the divine feminine warrior right here, if I've ever seen a depiction of her. My right ear just popped. I want to read, this is card 14, which boils down to a 5, which is, of course, a number of change. Let's see. Priestess of Purity. I am a warrior holding the highest vibration of integrity. I am here to anchor in the divine grid of deep purity, equality, and honesty to a level unknown to all humans. Be aware of what you think you know to be the truth, as this is just perception and projection. As your consciousness and soul evolve and expand within your physical form, you will know new expressions of reality unannounced to all who have gone before you. Await, dear one, as the grid is recalibrating to a new crystalline form that will enhance the life quality and experience of the whole. Be with me in sovereign solidarity as we anchor this high vibrational frequency into the new earth. Which is absolutely beautiful message. This is all about crystalline consciousness, right? Purity of consciousness. And consciousness is not something that just exists within the mind, right? Consciousness is our entire being. It's the knowingness, the awareness that permeates the entire being. We have compassionate kindness on the bottom of the deck, manta ray. mother, manta ray mother, right? So there's that Cancer energy with the mother again, reminding us of the importance of being compassionate with ourselves, with others, as we move through this energy, because like we said, it is highly emotionally charged. Then we have the heart chakra gateway, love, capacity, and expansion. So major expansions of the heart chakra. I'm feeling the sacral as well, but definitely that heart chakra. As we move through this full moon, and we did talk about the codes, right? The light codes for the heart center. So this is confirmation of that. I'm feeling that as a result of that, some people may experience heart palpitations. You may feel pain in your chest. I am not a doctor. I do not give medical advice. Obviously, if you are concerned, go see a medical professional. However, we may feel a lot of energy in this center. And so working with the heart chakra, working with balancing the energies here, working with greens and pinks, breathing is going to be really important. Breath work is going to be a really powerful way to process and release some of these emotions that are coming through, because there are deep emotions within the heart that are releasing as the heart is activating. So just be wary of that as we move through this energy as well. I want to see, what do we want to do for, I'm going to do a Sacred Rebels card to close out this reading. For some reason, this is the deck that's really calling to me for a final card here. Clear. Give me a final message for this full moon in Cancer. Final message for the full moon in Cancer, January 2023. All right. It's so perfect. So the card is Beyond the Mind, the Heart Beats. And this is card 21, which boils down to a 3, right? So we have a 3 energy here. Talking about the mind and the heart, right? Coming into synchronization. Coming into agreement, coherence. But first, the heart must be heard. So I'm going to read this whole thing for you guys, because I feel like this is going to sum up this reading so perfectly. And I'm going to hold that up for you again. In the chaos of modern life and the constant fluctuations of our minds, I'm going to start that over again, sorry guys. In the chaos of modern life and the constant One more time, thanks Mercury. In the chaos of modern life and the constant fluctuations of our minds, it can be difficult to remember that a sublime sanctuary lies within. Yet it is always there. Beneath the ceaseless activity, there is an endless, vast spaciousness that restores and connects us to something greater, something that exists outside of time. Some might call it eternity. Within that sanctuary, sacred sound is felt rather than heard. That sacred sound is actually the reverberating heartbeat of the entire universe. Your own heart's rhythm sounds within the greater universal heartbeat. The totality of life, all of your being, can be felt as one through listening to and feeling for the sacred sound of the heart beating within you. It is through this heartbeat that we experience a love that is more than preference or attachment. This is the love that inspires, energizes, and moves us to create, even beyond what we once thought possible. Your love for life, the need to feel alive and express yourself, and the quest for that which is truly fulfilling. These are the sacred urges that rebel against fear and promote passion for being alive. They flow through your blood and can be felt through the beating of your heart. And I want to stop this right now, and I want to say that I'm definitely feeling a meditation where you just center in on the sound of your own heartbeat. The feel of your own heart beating is going to be really powerful. Any meditations that center around the heart. And I also feel as though some people during this full moon in Cancer are going to realize that where they thought they were expressing true, pure, right? We had that card for purity here. Purity of heart, purity of love. It was actually a lower vibration of love that you were experiencing or expressing toward another. And you're seeing the dimensions of that lower vibration of that energy. And you're being called to experience and express a love that's more pure, that's devoid of attachment, that's devoid of all of these more lower vibratory energies that we often associate with love before we have a deeper understanding of what that means. This oracle has a message for you. There is the way of the mind, which can make mountains out of molehills, even when it thinks it is turning mountains into molehills. Excuse me. Then there is the way of the heart. It is subterranean and moves subtly beneath possible obstacles, intelligently shifting with exquisite wow, you guys, sorry, it's one of those days. Intelligently shifting with exquisite sensitivity, sensing the way forward through dangerous pathways and responding to what is before it even occurs in the physical world. However, with the heart's intelligence, we cannot see and know in the same way that we do when we allow the mind to direct us. We have to be open to another way if we want to benefit from the innate intelligence of the heart. And this is where we're learning, and I always get this wrong. I'm going to give another shout out right now to Glenn Jones, my former mentor. He used to always tell us, and like I said, I always mix this up, but the gist of the energy you guys are going to understand, that we were meant to lead through the heart and have the mind guide us. But somehow we got that backwards. And in society today, we lead from the mind and let the heart guide us. And so it's time to begin leading from the heart again. It's time to use the mind as a tool to achieve the aims of the heart and not the other way around. That's what this reading is all about. Let's see. Now let me get back to what we were saying here. The mind sees, plans, and strategizes. The heart feels, responds, senses, and intuits. This is the masculine and feminine, right? When we walk the path of the heart, we must feel and respond rather than plan our way. It is a different way to live and create. It is closer to the earth and to the source of life itself. It is not for those who are lacking in courage and trust, but you are not one of those. You are being asked to trust your heart and to drop into it. The mind is important, but it cannot supplant the heart. The role of the mind is to serve the truths of the heart, which is a shorter way of saying what I was just saying, right? That is to create the spacious chamber of receptiveness into which the sacred rhythm of your heartbeat can resound. This oracle comes with guidance for you. Deep within, you know what to do and you know what is true. It matters not whether the mind and its plans seem to agree with your inner sense. Your willingness to trust your heart and to rebel against fear will serve you well. Let your heart lead you. Be sure of your faith and trust in what you feel. Your head and heart have been in conflict at times over the course of your life. This has brought you struggle and sometimes deep suffering. However, this oracle brings you the message that a truce will soon be declared and the appropriate outcome of the mind waving the white flag of surrender is imminent. Soon, if not already, you will finally be feeling that your heart is leading you. You will feel that your mind is learning to follow the guidance of your heart rather than trying to be out front, seeing and sorting everything out in advance in order to be safe. What a relief to let go of this old way. Your mind can become more relaxed and trusting. There will be a period of adjustment as you get used to living without so much foresight, but with more insight, wisdom, and energy in the present moment to create. If you are finding that you cannot plan or strategize as you once did, or you feel that you know less than you have ever known about where you are heading or how you were supposed to get there, then this oracle comes as confirmation that these are healthy signs of a shift from head to heart. You are not proceeding in error. You are exactly where you were meant to be, doing exactly what you were meant to be doing. You are now in a position that is more powerful than ever because you are allowing yourself to be guided by your heart. A heart that beats in harmony with the heart of all existence. Your affairs are in accord with love, and no matter what may appear to be at times, all is unfolding according to that greater love, you included. And that is, of course, a perfect way to wrap up this reading. I love you guys. I hope that you have an incredible full moon. Full moons are traditionally for releasing, but they're also for harvest, for enjoying all of the gifts. It's when the moon cycles have come full circle and we're really reaping the benefits of the seeds that we have sown. So practice gratitude with this full moon. I'm sorry, I'm getting over COVID, so my nose is like really stuffed up right now, you guys. Don't mind me. In order to continue talking, I have to kind of clear it from time to time. But if you feel guided to manifest with this moon, do that as well. Like we said, your emotions are magnified. The power of your emotional energy is therefore magnified as well. Just make sure that you are aiming that in the proper direction. And don't get so hung up on whether or not you're doing that. Don't worry about that. Just let yourself feel what you need to feel. Let your heart speak to you. Let your heart reveal itself to you and reveal the path forward. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, drop a comment down below, and let me know. I love and appreciate you guys so much. I also just want to drop it in there for those who are catching this video that I am doing a contest right now. The prize is $1 million if you win, and so it's all about shooting for the stars. If you guys would like to vote for me, I posted a video to TikTok, and the video it's all creators competing with their videos. So if you follow the link that I'm going to post in the description box below, as well as in the comments, you can vote for my video, and that'll bring me into from round to round to round. I'm not sure if it's a daily vote or if it's a one-time vote for each level or each round. I just entered it today, but I thought it would be fun, so go ahead and check that out if you guys want to support me in that way. That would be absolutely phenomenal. You are so beautiful. You are so amazing. You are so powerful. Your heart knows exactly what to do. Your heart has the answer to every question that you could possibly ask. So follow it, and it will not steer you wrong. I'll talk to you guys soon.